Very good. So, hello everybody, and good morning to the Nordics, and good afternoon to Singapore. My name is Sami Askelainen from Nordic Innovation House, and I'll be your host today. So it is my great pleasure to warmly welcome you all to our Water, Waste and Food Virtual Market Entry Program partner session with ALBA. And a couple of householding matters before we start our session today. So please keep yourself muted when you are not presenting or asking questions. We do have time allocated for the Q&A at the end. But if any questions comes to your mind while we are presenting or when the companies are presenting, you can submit your questions via chat. Just please remember to indicate to whom your question is for. And we are also recording this session, and we will then send the recording and all the presentation decks for all the participants in 24 hours. So it's going to be a very, very exciting session. We're very, very happy to have ALBA team here with us today. And let's jump to it, and I'll move to the agenda. So like I said, we have ALBA team here with us today, and we are delighted to have Jakob Lambsdorff for the CEO presenting, and also Amirul Adli presenting some of ALBA's problem statements. And then after the ALBA's presentations, we're going to hand over the stage to the 9 Nordic companies. They are all presenting 7 minutes each. And after that, then we will have some time for the Q&A. And like I said, while you hear the presentations, and if some questions comes to your mind, feel free to then to post those to the chat. Good. I think we are ready to start. So without any further ado, I'm going to hand over then to ALBA team, the stage. You can start by sharing your screen.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction. And from us at ALBA, thanks for having us be a part of this. We're very excited to get to meet all of you and to see what all you are doing and what innovative concepts and ideas you have. I will make a very brief introduction of ALBA, what we do worldwide, what we do in Asia, and specifically, of course, what we're doing in Singapore. We are still a family-owned business, owned by the 2 brothers, Axel and Eric Schweitzer, you see at the top left there. Founded over 50 years ago, and at the moment have a turnover of about 2,000 billion euros and close to 9,000 staff across Europe, Asia, especially China, and now expanding into Southeast Asia as well. We deal in all types of solid waste. So anything having to do with solid waste, collection, recycling is something we do. We don't do wastewater treatment or anything like that yet. So we are very specifically focused on solid waste. Next slide, please, Amirul. Thank you. Okay, I won't go into detail of this slide. It just highlights something that's, of course, extremely important to us. Our goal is to achieve a circular economy in everything that we do. It's about recycling all the valuable resources that we use in our day-to-day life. You see here an overview of metals, electronic waste, plastics, paper, and cardboard and wood and glass. And the amount of greenhouse gases that we saved in 2019, I believe, is the statistic. So you see the total primary resources saved in 2019 by the group activities was 32.3 million tons. That's just something that we like to highlight because, of course, for us, sustainability stands at the core and center of our whole business model. So this is extremely important to us. And we see a trend towards sustainability, towards recycling more and more across the industry, across governments, and especially now also in Asia. So this is something that we always like to highlight. Next slide, please. Specifically in Asia, we currently focus on 4 what we call verticals, or 4 business units: hazardous waste treatment, bio-waste treatment, plastics recycling, and what we call smart city solutions, which includes our Singapore operations. This is not holistic, so this is not the whole of what we do in Asia. We also do municipal waste treatment. We also do end-of-life vehicle recycling, so automobile recycling. But these are the 4 core business units that we are focusing on at the moment, which, hazardous and bio-waste are at the moment mostly focused on China. Plastics recycling, we have facilities being set up in Hong Kong, Japan, and are looking into other regions in Southeast Asia, Indonesia, Vietnam, and actually also Singapore at the moment. And then, so these first 3 business units are very much focused on recycling. So these are all recycling plants that we operate, where we may have a collection infrastructure around that, but it's all very much focused on us collecting the material and recycling it, and then selling the output material that we produce from these 3 waste streams. And finally, we have smart city solutions, which is a bit broader, which on the one hand includes all of our collection activities. So if sometimes we go into countries such as what we did in Singapore, and we set up a collection network first before we move into treatment. So this can be a first step, but it also focuses on all our digitalization efforts, innovation, and anything we can do to modernize waste management and recycling processes as they had been used in the past. So this is our smart city concept. It also includes, for example, our newest project in Singapore, producer responsibility scheme, where we manage the whole electronic waste landscape for all of Singapore. So that also falls under smart city. Next slide, please. Okay, this is just a brief overview of where our projects are located. So you see we are still quite young in Asia. We have close to 10 projects in operation now, but also a very strong pipeline, and are pursuing rapid growth at the moment. So I think in the next 3 to 5 years, we anticipate to triple, if not quadruple, our current revenue. And as you see, we're at the moment strongly focused on China, with our head office, our Asian head office being located in Hong Kong, and are now starting with Singapore, our expansion in Southeast Asia, and are moving into a couple of projects, some of which are not even mentioned here yet, in Indonesia and Vietnam as well. Okay, now we get to us in Singapore. In Singapore, we have 2 main projects, both of which were awarded by the National Environment Agency, so by the government. The first, and that was our market entry into Singapore, being public waste collection, where we collect general household waste and commingled recyclables from close to 160,000 premises. So that's households, apartment buildings, landed properties, trade premises, government sites, army camps, and so on. Here we're mainly focused on collection. Recyclables actually go to a partner of ours, who sorts the commingled recyclables at their MRF, and then of course processes or sells off the different value streams, the different materials. That's a business we're looking to expand. So we're currently tendering a couple of other sectors as well, and anticipate to increase our reach in Singapore. On top of that, we of course do general waste collection with industry clients, universities, any kind of public institutions which do not fall under the public waste collection scheme in Singapore. So public waste covers all those, let's say, residential premises mostly and government-owned sites, and anybody else is free to choose their commercial waste collector on the open market. So that's the second business. And then, as previously alluded to, we recently were awarded the electronic waste producer responsibility scheme, meaning that producers, or in Singapore often importers, since there's not a lot of manufacturing here, pay a fee or a levy on all the electronic products that they sell in Singapore to finance the whole recycling landscape. So we are the operator or manager of that whole scheme. We collect the fees from producers, and with those fees, we have to finance education campaigns, awareness, the whole collection and logistics network, as well as go into contract with the different recyclers for downstream or for recycling and then downstream recycling of all the different categories of e-waste, which includes ICT equipment, large household appliances, batteries, and lamps. In total, it's 14 different categories. That's something we're setting up at the moment and will go live 1st July of this year. on top of that, we're doing a lot of business development. We're looking into public cleansing. We're looking into, of course, setting up an actual recycling infrastructure in Singapore in plastics. Probably the first and easiest step will be PET. We're looking at different solutions on food waste, specifically because that's of course a big topic in Singapore, and that's something we do in other regions as well. So food waste is really a core that we need to find a solution for, and that we want to penetrate also the Singaporean market with. Next slide, please, Amirul. Okay, I won't go into too much detail of this. This is the EWaste Scheme. You basically just see what we are responsible for. Producers sell to consumers. At the end of life, we have all of our different collection schemes, be it bins, collection drives, working with retailers, special events, so-called cash for trash events, and so on, to collect back the material, bring it to our hub, categorize it, weigh it, sort it, and then bring it to the different types of e-waste recyclers who are specialized on all the different categories. And then, of course, we also have to audit and consult them to make sure that all the hazardous materials are handled in an environmentally safe and friendly manner. That's in a very, very short, just that project. Next slide, please. Okay, public waste. I also did talk a little bit about this. One thing that to me is important to mention again, that we really want to differentiate ourselves certainly from the current landscape here, but from other waste management and recycling companies in general, by using new technologies, by making also our own operations as green and sustainable as possible. So we've come up with a couple of innovations on the hardware side for our fleet. All of our Euro 6 diesel trucks have solar mats on their roofs, to harness solar energy and save, we save about 5% of fuel consumption. We have air filters on our trucks, which take in the surrounding air, filter PM2.5 and PM10 particles, and then emit clean air. And then finally, we have digital displays on our trucks, which in Europe are used for advertisements, but we use them for sustainability and recycling messages, and to create awareness for our recycling efforts. And finally, on the next slide, we have developed an app that incentivizes recycling for Singaporean residents, we are expanding this as we speak. Starting 1st July, we will go island-wide. At the moment, it's only available in the sector that we do public waste collection in. But we have equipped every single one of our recycling bins with a QR code that can be scanned. Users then deposit their recyclables into the bin, take a picture, and we grant them what we call CO2 points, which users can then redeem for certain savings with Grab, for example, which is the equivalent of Uber here, or other sustainability partners of ours. So they can be redeemed for vouchers. We want to gamify recycling action a bit, because I think especially in Asia that works quite well. Everybody's on their phones more or less constantly, and gamifying and sort of any kind of activity in daily life that can be digitalized, or that can sort of involve a phone here works quite well. So this is our first step to increase recycling rates. We will also include our e-waste collection scheme in this, so all those bins will be tagged as well. We have set up a couple of reverse vending machines as a pilot for beverage containers, which are also connected to the system, and are working with several other players to create as big a network as possible to make it as convenient and as easy as possible for Singaporean residents to recycle their waste and then gain points and awards for that.
Jacob, can I quickly ask one question? Is this app already live, or what's the schedule, the rollout?
Yes, the app is live. We went live last year, only in Jurong district. I mean, the app is available anywhere in Singapore, but of course our bins are only in the Jurong, Bukit Batok, for the western side of Singapore. We have about 4,000 users now, of which about a quarter are active users. So it's still quite small. It's still growing, we believe it will expand considerably once we launch island-wide, right? Because on 1st July, once we have our e-waste bins all across Singapore, and we'll have a lot more redeem partners as well, because a lot of electronic product retailers want to become a redeem partner, because for them it's of course also acquiring new customers like this, and it's a positive CSR message. We think we can expand the reach quite considerably.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay, Amirul, your turn.
Yeah, thanks, Jacob. So, yes, Sammy probably has shared with all you. These are our problem statements. So basically, the topic here is about hawker centers in Singapore. So for those who are not familiar with hawker centers, these are basically food centers where there's many different stalls, and there's a wide variety of like local or even Western dishes. The big problem with food waste here, as you can imagine, there's a lot of stalls there, and then a lot of it's a favorite among Singaporeans. There's a lot of food waste generated, but also there's a lot of non-food waste generated, because people still use like forks, chopsticks, those single-use plastics kind of utensils. So this led us to, as this is a problem that ALBA is currently trying to solve in Singapore, this led us to create these two problem statements, which relate to the two key aspects in terms of food waste treatment. So firstly, A is with regards to segregation. So how do you segregate the non-food waste out of food waste? Because if for certain types of food waste treatment types, you can't enter in non-food waste materials. And B, then how do you treat and revalorize food waste at scales? Because in Singapore, there's a lot of hawker centers, and you can probably imagine the amount of food waste is actually a lot. So in general level, these are the two big problem statements that we are looking for solutions for, and we hope maybe one of you can give us a good solution to this. And next slide is on Sandra.
Yeah, sure. I can just explain a bit on this reference case that we have. To what Amirul just mentioned, to add on to that, actually, the Singapore government is planning to build an integrated waste management facility that will be probably coming up by 2025. And leading to that, I think as a public waste collector, we would be forced to collect food waste, segregated food waste from the major producers sometime before this facility is coming up. And there the challenge begins, because first we have to somehow collect segregated food waste. What NEA has mandated or declared now is that we have to provide them separate bin units, which are brown in color, and also educate at the hawker centers on a proper segregation. But on top, we have to come up with an interim solution until the facility is up, how to treat this food waste. So that is another problem statement that we're having. One reference case that we mentioned here is the one that we have in Berlin. It is very at the city center, basically, where we have this Potsdamer Platz facility, which is taking care of almost 34 restaurants and 2 cinemas and many casinos and event spaces and so on. So what the facility basically does is then it takes it underground, so creates this invisible waste treatment supply and disposal center. And here we are also collecting food waste. So here you have like a mini dehydration unit, whereby like we receive 5 tons of food waste. So then it is fed into this dehydration and grinder unit, where you make 3 fractions out of it. So you have the food fraction, which is dehydrated, and then the water and the oil fraction. The food fraction then you send for biogas plants, and the water fraction is then purified up to the sewer standards, and the oil fraction is then sent to biodiesel facilities. So we are looking at innovative concepts like this that can be adopted in Singapore as well. Yeah, I just wanted to touch upon what we are doing in Berlin. Thank you, everybody.
And just from my side, one more point. Although Singapore is, of course, a very small country when we talk about population, we're still talking in excess of 1,000 tons of food waste per day being generated in Singapore. So there is a certain scale, certainly on the food waste side in Singapore.
All right. Thank you so much, Sandra, Jacob, and Amirul. I'm going to take over the screen back. And next, then we're going to hand over the stage to the Nordic company. So we have split the companies in 3 different groups. The first group is mainly focusing on wastewater related solutions, focusing again on industrial wastewater related solutions. The second one is all about organic waste. And then we have one company on group 3, which is focusing on cleaning the rivers and building a financially sustainable ecosystem for all the partners around it. And yeah, so without any further ado, I'm going to hand over the stage to Devako, which is the first company, and we have Toni Franti presenting them. So Toni, over to you.
Thank you, Sami. Hello, my name is Toni Franti from Debug Limited. Thank you for this opportunity to present our company and the offering. I'll begin with a short introduction. Clean water is the base for life, but still 80% of all wastewater is completely untreated. A great number of wastewater treatment facilities need to be built, maintained, and updated as a partial solution for this challenge. Good and reliable equipment have a very important role in this, and this is where we can help. Under our DEVA brand, we design, manufacture, and sell equipment for sludge thickening, dewatering, and sludge removal. Effective sludge collection and dewatering is important in a fight to stop climate change and destruction of nature. It enables methods to reach sustainability goals and leads to circular economy by offering alternative source for energy and other uses for the dewatered sludge cake. At least the collected matter is not directly released to the nature. We have 35 years of experience in sludge treatment. We specialize in manufacturing high-quality equipment that works as designed and promised, and we also offer supervisioning, installation, and after-sales services. Our equipment are made in Finland, and we operate under ISO 9001 standards. Our operations are based in Finland, but in many locations, we are able to support our customers through our partner and reseller network. For sludge and scum collection and removal, we offer chain and flight type chain scraper systems. These are the most sophisticated systems for sludge and scum removal. Our scrapers offer great benefits, optimal and minimum land and space use, higher removal efficiency, low capital and maintenance cost, and easy installation. Our superior design and non-metallic DEVA components offer top-class features, performance, and durability. These systems can be used in multiple applications such as water and wastewater treatment, oily water, desalination, DAF tanks, sand traps, and grease removal. We offer all possible configurations for rectangular basins, from top and bottom scraping to multi-layer systems, and supply all the needed accessories for these systems, including scum pipes, beach plates, and system controls. In sludge thickening and dewatering, our solutions are based around belt filter presses and gravity belt thickness. Belt filter presses offer great advantages such as low energy consumption, suitability for various applications, and relatively high sludge dryness. Total lifetime costs are extremely competitive. Investment, running, and maintenance costs are low, and the presses have a very long lifespan. Reparations are rather easy, cheap, and do not require long standing times. Our portfolio covers solutions from small scale to high capacity municipal and industrial projects, all alternatively from cost-effective solutions to industry-leading features. We supply all the needed accessories for full dewatering cell, including flocculators, polymer units, control systems, and conveyors. We are continuously developing our products. One of our ongoing development projects is to bring cloud-based and AI-assisted monitoring to our systems. This offers various benefits, such as decreased power consumption, extended system lifetime, and overall process optimization. Our equipment are trusted and used by municipal and industrial customers worldwide, from small private companies to leading international contractors. Here you can see a few of our partners and customers. Our track record includes over 3,500 chain scraper systems and over 1,000 belt filter presses and gravity belt thickener deliveries to over 80 countries. Next, I will show a few example cases. Langat Centralized Sewage Treatment Plant in Malaysia is a mega project treating wastewaters coming from nearly a million people. For this project, we delivered 96 chain scraper systems and 48 scum pipes. Kamana Sewage Treatment Plant is mainland's mega project in Philippines that will treat wastewaters from about 1.2 million households. Our full product portfolio will be used in this project for sludge and scum removal and dewatering. I have our biggest and fastest growing market, China, as an example of a specific market area. I selected Wenzhou Wastewater Treatment Plant as an example case. For this challenging project, we delivered 24 two-layer chain scraper systems that help to solve the challenges with space limitations in a partly underground plant construction. In order to showcase the business opportunities that our equipment offer, I want to mention Atal Engineering. Atal is one of our 6 resellers in China. This huge company is one of the leading Chinese electrical and mechanical engineering groups. They began as our customer in a contractor role as they needed equipment for their own projects. Based on the successful and profitable projects, they have developed DEVA chain scraper systems and related services to be one of their actual business lines, stretching outside the typical contractor role. We know that it takes much more than just good equipment to make the customer happy and reach a successful delivery project. Good products, overall quality, know-how, flexibility, accuracy, honesty, and right attitude are all needed to establish trustworthy partnership. Choose DEVA for smoother projects, better processes, overall cost savings, and cleaner future. We want to find new business opportunities, and we believe that many companies operating in this field can benefit from our offering. We can operate directly with end customers, but typically cooperation is done with contractor. Most importantly, we are looking for resellers to be our local partners. For this, we have great needs in Southeast Asia and in Singapore. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for your time, and please contact us if you find any of this interesting or want to know more.
Great. Thank you so much, Tony, for your presentation. Next, we're going to hand over the stage to Tao Huang. He will be presenting the scan water solution. Tao, over to you.
Thank you, Sami. So my name is Tao. I'm coming from a Norwegian company called the Scandinavia Water Technology. I will do a little bit different today. So I will show one video from for our project, which are under the Horizon 2020 project. Let's see.
Tao, we cannot hear the audio from the video.
Okay, just a sec.
Still no.
Need to unplug because the audio is going to a earpiece.
Sorry. Can you hear them now?
No. Can you unplug your earpiece? No. Is it possible that you do your basic presentation? Tao, is it possible that you do your basic presentation? Tao, can you hear us? Tao, can you hear us? Can you do your basic presentation?
Sorry.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you do your basic presentation perhaps?
Okay, I'll do that.
Thank you.
So, can you see that? Yes. Okay. So, sorry for that. We are a Norwegian company called the Scandinavian Way of Water Technology, and in short, Scan Water, an engineering company dealing with water business, and we are a private-owned company and based in Norway since 1985. And we are part of a Multimedia Group. Multimedia is owned 100% by the management, established in 1922. We have around 170 employees, and about 100 of them are engineers. So we are located in different countries: Norway, Sweden, Finland, Estonia, Latvia, France, and China. So what Scan Water specializes in providing? We are providing solutions in humanitarian aid and also municipality preparedness and water solution. So we have developed together with the university within CU Green project is Horizon 2020 project. So increase the urban population impose the higher environmental challenge to the modern cities. At the same time, city must be optimize the well-being and minimize its environmental impact. In addition, through the current handling of the organic household and toilet waste, on the one hand, valuable resources are lost, and on the other hand, stress the existing infrastructure solution. But also, if not treated properly, contribute to the environmental pollution. So, Scan Water conduct experiment on the development of the innovative water management solution called Green Energy. This Green Energy is under the CU Green project, as mentioned, a smart green solution for the integrated water and the sanitation, stormwater management, energy supply, and the nutrient management in the city based on the principle of resource recovery and the safe reuse, aim to increase the resilience of the city. Make urban development more climate, environment, and human friendly with nearly zero emission. Circular economic, low climate, and water footprint. So elaborate a little bit in the building infrastructure. Green energy will reduce the water consumption by using the water saving fixture as a vacuum toilet and reuse grey water source. Facilitate the recycle of nutrients to the urban or peri-urban agriculture and source. Also eliminate pollution of surface water. Integrated with a biogas reactor, will allow biogas production from the toilet and organic household waste, deliver heat and the power, but also the nutrient retention retained to support the greenhouse food production. The innovative element of green energy is the well-balanced combination of technology and also social innovation that facilitates reduced water consumption, the minimization of the greenhouse gas emission, the promotion of reuse CO2 and the waste-based nutrients in the local greenhouse. So far, we have a pilot project in different locations, like we have 3 in China, and 2 projects in Beijing, and 1 in Changsha, well as one in Norway. So we are looking for local partners who can develop the local market together with us. Thank you for that. That's my presentation.
All right. Thank you so much, Tao. And next company we have on the stage is Sophie Filtration, and we have Chandra Pandey presenting. Chandra, over to you.
Hi, Sami. Hi, everyone. And sorry, I'm going to keep my camera closed for now because it shows that the internet connection is unstable. So yeah, we'll start the presentation. So hi, everyone. My name is Chandra, and I'm a technical marketing specialist at Sophie Filtration. Sophie Filtration is a Finnish company that provides industrial water filtration solutions for, so as we know, the water scarcity is a global challenge, and with the increasing demand in water supply, it is critical to treat wastewater efficiently and in a sustainable manner. Treating industrial wastewater could be challenging, and conventional technologies has their own limitations. And this is where Sophie comes in. So Sophie filters provided the economical and suitable wastewater treatment solutions for heavy industries. This is a picture from the zinc refinery, and as you can see on the left, the cloudy water, and using our Sophie filter, you can actually convert the waste into a resource. So our technology has 3 unique features, basically, and that's how we also stand out from the other technologies that are existing technologies in the market. So we have the novel cross-flow design that accelerates the water inside the filter element. And then we have the sustainable filter element, which means that we are using the long-lasting filter element, not any disposable cartridge filters for inside our filter elements. And then we have the ultrasonic features, which automates the self-cleaning, meaning that we don't require any chemicals also to clean the wastewater. So the only thing that run inside the filter is water. And we have also incorporated the IoT capabilities to make our system more hybrid. So this is how we basically proceed with our clients. Generally, like, we first go for the lab testing, and we collect the water sample, and then after analyzing the water sample, we go with the field test to understand the full performance of our system, to understand also, more importantly, the client needs. And then based on that, we customize our products, and after the product delivery, we also provide online service and support. So this is the basic architecture of the remote monitoring and control, which I was talking about earlier, the IoT capabilities. So basically, the Sophie system is integrated with the IoT features, and the system itself is connected to the wastewater treatment plant. And then with the help of that, the client and also us, we are able to monitor the data remotely. No need to be like on site. So offline also it could be monitored. And now I'll go with the cost-efficient solution. Our system is highly economical as well, not just sustainable. So if you see here on the left, we have no water use, means this is the Western tariff rate. So freshwater cost €1 per cubic meter. And for discarding the wastewater, it actually costs more, which is €2 per cubic meter. So in total, it becomes €3. And using our filters, the companies are able to actually reduce the cost up to 90%. So here is our example from the waste to energy plant in Tampere. Before, they were not using any, like, not reusing their wastewater. Previously, their prior practice was to discard the water, but after applying our technology into their existing system, they were not only able to reuse the water, but they were also able to improve the efficiency of their system by 5 to 10%. And customers were like super happy after implementing the technology, and the payback time of our system was less than 1 year for this particular case. We primarily deal in following areas. So we have power, mining, chemical, and marine industry. We have experts in mining, our CEO and also our R&D director, which I'll talk about them later in the slide. But we also have steel industrial applications, and here is our team. So collectively, our team has over 50 years of experience in mining and water filtration technologies. Our CEO has 10 plus years of experience in mining plus and water filters technologies, and our R&D Global Director, Steve Clark, who is based in the United States. He has experience of over 40 plus years in the wastewater industry, and he has previously been working in Dow Chemicals. So yeah, this is our small team. As you can see, I'll not go each member, but yeah. Here are our clients and partners. We mainly operate in Finland. Our client base is mainly in Finland, but we do have international clients such as Anglo American. They have been with us since 2014, and we have been backed by venture capitalists such as Emerald, Loudspring, and Voima Ventures. And our upcoming target for Singapore is basically to explore the market opportunities and to path forward. We are trying to find our product niche, like where we can provide more value to the Singapore market. And then we are also looking for project collaboration as well as the system integration to collaborate with. Our offices are located in Espoo, Finland, and Houston, Texas, and we have partners in Canada, Spain, and Poland. And yeah, this is all from my side. Thank you everyone for listening.
Great, thank you so much, Sandra, for your presentation.
Thank you.
Our next company is coming from Finland. It's called Welmet Automation, and we have Heli Kairala presenting. Heli, over to you.
Okay, good morning and good afternoon, everybody. I will share my presentation. One moment. Okay. So my name is Heli Kairala, and I'm working as a business manager in company Welmet. Together with my colleagues from Welmet Indonesia office, we are participating to this event. What is happening? Okay, Welmet is a global technology company. Last year, our net sales was 3.7 billion euros. There are over 14,000 professionals working globally. Wastewater is one of the growth areas for Welmet Automation business line. There is a lack of accurate and reliable real-time measurement and optimizer applications, especially for the wastewater sludge process area. Sludge process is very challenging for the real-time measurement because there is typically that much air and debris and grease in the process. Based on the end customer feedback, about 30% of the wastewater plant operational costs are coming from the sludge processing and sludge further processing costs. And because of lack of this reliable real-time measurement and control solutions, it is very typical that the processes are controlled based on the visual look and based on laboratory analysis manually. So there is really place for real-time measurements and controls. Welmet has offering for this need. So based on the over 50 years measurement technology development, what Welmet has done, especially in the pulp and paper business area, we have advanced industrial quality measurement technology offering for the wastewater sector. And it is important that we have not only moved this technology from the pulp and paper sector, but we have further developed that this really fits to this wastewater area. We have over 2,000 real-time measurement references available with excellent customer benefits. In order to get full benefits of the real-time measurements, we have developed also sludge dewatering optimizer application. that this is developed especially to the centrifuge process area. Welmet DNA automation systems includes process automation, information management, environmental reporting, and conditional monitor. And of course, we have a wide range of processes where this Welmet DNA is used in the energy as well as in pulp and other process areas as well. For Welmet, it is important to support end customers via services during the whole life cycle in order to reach the best performance. Welmet industrial internet solutions are an important part of our offering as well. Welmet solid measurements are specially used at the wastewater plant sludge process area, where we can cover all the solid measurement need. And these solid measurements are used also outside wastewater plant processes as well. I will show one example of those then later. The Welmet industrial internet solution combine advanced monitoring of the plant, data-driven optimization, and remote services from Welmet Performance Center into comprehensive solutions. The purpose is to efficiently utilize data and Welmet expertise to provide tangible benefits for our customers. So we have documented reference cases available, and I will highlight now 2 cases, and these are coming now from China. So in China, we have nowadays over 200 measurement references available, and this is case from Shanghai Taihe wastewater plant. And last year they ordered 8 unit solid measurement to the primary sludge area as well as to the sludge dewatering area in order to increase the performance of the wastewater plant. Then other case what I like to highlight today is this Welmet case in Hong Kong. So in that plant we have 6 pieces of our real-time measurement available, and this is actually the very big and the world largest sludge treatment plant in Hong Kong. So this application can be used also outside wastewater area. Generally, our customers has reported big savings, and of course, these savings depends on the size of the plant. Example, USA, one plant reported $1.2 million US savings annually, and also increase of the performance. Payback time can be as short as only a couple of months. In Singapore area, we have also reference cases available, but they are still in the early phases. So the reports will be done later. In this Nordic Innovation House event, we really want to show the benefits of our solutions and have new business partners, new customers, operators, EPC distributors, engineering offices, and service providers in Singapore and as well as in the whole Southeast Asia area. So thank you on behalf of me, and here is still our contact information. Looking forward of next level of discussion with you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Heli. And that was our last company from the water group. And now we're going to move then to the organic waste group. And first company from this group is Artosvin, and we have Evren presenting their solution. So Evren, over to you.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Evren Dönmez, CEO of Artosvin, House of State-of-the-Art Solutions in Environmental Technologies. Artosvin R&D expertise is capitalized on 40 years of engineering and manufacturing legacy of Artos sister companies in Finland, Germany, and Turkey. We design, produce, and implement water, waste, air, and bioenergy solutions. We cover all 4 aspects of the environmental technologies. In water, we deliver pretreatment, filtration, softening, desalination, demineralization, and ultra-pure water. In wastewater, we deliver physical, chemical, biological, anaerobic, aerobic, attached growth, NBR technologies, together with sludge digestion and dewatering plants. Equally, we have flue gas treatment and bioenergy solutions. We designed and supplied over 400 customers. This is one of our client testimonials. To that customer, we delivered a customized, tailor-made, fully integrated solution, kind of Lego blocks, targeting their water and organic waste problems. It also gives our customers the comfort of having one sole responsible for all environmental needs. Our technologies solve problems dealing with access to clean water for drinking in rural and urban settings, water treatment for specific industrial use, reuse and recycling, wastewater and sludge disposal, organic waste management, waste gas treatment, and renewable energy from waste. We have in projects catering for 100 to 100,000 people. Our philosophy is providing integrated, modular, customized solutions for energy. We drive change towards circular economy. Our products include Arto reverse osmosis unit, ARUF ultrafiltration, ARMO mobile ultra-pure water treatment plant, ARPAC activated sludge-based sewage treatment system, RMBR membrane bioreactor-based biological wastewater treatment system integrated with solar panels, KIMPAC chemical wastewater treatment system, RDES chemical and biological desulfurization and flue gas treatment system, ARMUD compact and modular. As a example to our integrated and holistic approach, this is a 5-star hotel resort where there is limited road access. We developed a standalone solution. We treated the wastewater for recycling. We took the sludge, gardening wastes, and together with the biodegradable kitchen wastes, we fed them into our compact generated biogas. The generated fertilizer at the outlet is completely safe to be used at recreational areas of the hotel. With our RMBR solution, we provide very high quality treated water that can be reused for many purposes. When integrated with solar panels, the system can work as a standalone solution in remote areas. ARMUD is our compact biogas solution that can be used both as a sludge and organic waste digester. It's also organic waste management. This is a water desalination and demineralization plant that we delivered to CMAS, where we used Arto and ARUF systems. We have mobile water treatment systems named ARMO. ARMO is ultimately designed as a plug-and-play system. It meets either potable or ultra-pure water needs and can be easily relocated and deployed one location to another. It's a perfect system to meet urgent, unexpected, and instant water. Also provided containerized water treatment plants for the International Committee of the Red Cross in order to produce potable water in Juba, South Sudan. This project has a potable water production at a capacity of 12,000 cubic meters per day, which meets the demand of 80,000 people living in the region. That's a good example. Go beyond expectations with a fully containerized solution. As a stationary and integrated solution, I would like to give that we delivered to POSCO. We delivered raw water and demineralized water treatment system together with industrial and sewage wastewater treatment system, which was designed with MBR technology. As I'm approaching to the end of my presentation, I would like to highlight this municipal wastewater treatment plant. This plant was designed with fixed film attached growth activated sludge technology. The submerged plastic medium With this particular design, we treat the same amount of wastewater in 1/3 of the space needed of a normal activated sludge plant. We design, manufacture, implement, and operate fully integrated solutions without any third-party intervention. This is what sets us apart from other solutions in the market. Our edge allowed us to cater diverse portfolio of customers. We have designed and delivered solutions to international companies and NGOs globally. We chose Singapore as a hub to scale up our technologies and operations in Asia. We see promising opportunities in the region. In Singapore, we have already engaged a local representative in Asia and would like to partner with prestigious entities both on the public, private, NGO, and venture capitalist space. We are looking for opportunities to deploy our proven containerized and integrated solutions and partner with leading players for stationary solutions in Southeast Asia. We look forward to working with you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Evren, for your presentation. And next company then comes from Norway. We have N2 Applied and Reclima, which will be presented by Erik and Ivar. Erik, over to you.
Yeah, let me see now if I can get my screen working. Can you see this at all now?
Yes, if now it disappeared.
It disappeared. You have it there now?
Yes, and now, yeah. Yep, all good. Stage is yours.
Okay, and you do not see the notes, huh?
No.
No, good. My name is Eirik Dahlberg. I am the head of global sales at N2 Applied. And with me in this program is Ivar Hagemoen, the CEO of Reclima. I'm happy to give a presentation to you at ALBA today. And I see that our solutions are complementary to what you are doing in Singapore and directly applicable to what you're doing in China with your bio-waste approach. 30 years from now, we will have a global population of 10 billion people. And this means that we will need to increase food production by a massive 50% compared to the situation today. And that we do need to do in a sustainable way, lowering the greenhouse gas emissions and removing pollution. And also in that, trying to step away, or at least not to increase the level of mineral fertilizer in use. In Singapore, we see that there is a waste problem. Food waste alone accounts for 750,000 tons. And if that was processed through a biogas plant, that could potentially generate 1.25 terawatts delivered to the grid. So these are problems that we can collaborate in helping Singapore get rid of the waste and delivering power to the grid. And at the same time, we can then, with our plasma unit, create a supercharged nitrogen-enriched organic fertilizer, which we refer to as NEO, from the digestate. And that can be used in Singapore and beyond for rooftop farming and other fields and greenhouses. And then at the same time, minimize greenhouse gas and pollution, as mentioned. We use some of, when we are looking at biogas plants, we will use some of that electricity to operate the plasma unit. That is the only OPEX going in to the plasma unit. We are taking in the air, splitting the nitrogen and oxygen, and then creating the NEO. We did several field trials in 2018, and this is just some photos from Bingham Farm in Northern Ireland, where they have 750 dairy cows and they have a biogas plant in operation. So our main drivers, and should also be for Singapore, the global one is that there is a growing population. We will also need to honor the agreement from Paris, where we are targeting a reduction of emissions. And obviously, locally in Singapore, we are looking at reducing the waste generated. And that takes it over to you, Ivan.
Thank you very much, Eirik. Thank you for your presentation. It was very interesting to see that the food waste also here is a challenge. In Reclima, we have since 2011 worked with a solution to take the best out of technologies to develop a circular food waste treatment. Next, please. Today, we have a business turning about 150,000 tons of biomass into our plant, which gives us 20% of the population of Norway treated. And in this solution, we try to do the best of all the solution for the biogas factory, for the greenhouse technology, and also the greenhouse technology growing equipment. We use all the elements out of the biogas product to take a production system which gives us fuel for the trucks, gives us food for the people, and also we use no fertilizer or chemical treatment, and we use the word of gaming. As you see these sketches, we have the householding people, and we use gaming as a they give us their food waste, and we give them food and fertilizer back. So I looked at your app would be a very good solution for us to use, because we are actually gaming with the population of about 1 million people now to develop the sorting rate, which is today about 70% of sorting rate in our area. Next, please. To grow, we have developed an own technology for the fertilizer, for the soil, and for the growing techniques. And we use worms to stimulate these processes. And we are an R&D company owned by among two waste companies. So what we do here is developing the solution which are going to be industrialized in a big greenhouse this coming 2 years. Thank you. Technology-wise, we are developing a solution for a circular, climate-friendly way to use a greenhouse. We use bubbles in double walls to reduce the UV and also to balance the climate inside the greenhouse. So we are able to catch the CO2 from the production of the biogas. We take the CO2 and use it for the growing stimulation for the plants in today, which is tomatoes, that we sell to the growers.
And Ivar, thank you. We are running out of time, so unfortunately we'll move forward. Thank you so much for your presentation. And next we're going to hand over the stage to Ole, who is presenting Norsk Biogas. Ole, over to you.
Thank you. Here we are. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for showing interest in Norsk Biogas. I guess this is a top of mind topic, and I'm glad to show you what we are doing in our company. I'm CEO and founder of Norsk Biogas. Food waste handling is complicated. It's complicated because it involves several disciplines, technologies, and attitudes. There are four main sources where food wastes occur, all with their distinct differences, both in terms of the composition of the waste itself, but also in terms of internal handling, collection, and logistics in use. This complexity, paired with a partly opposite interest, create an environment where impurities always will occur. Contamination is the problem. The end product from pre-treatment of food waste is an energy-rich slurry we normally refer to as substrate. Through the biological process in the digester, biogas and digest is produced. Beside that, impurities in the substrate may cause processual problems. It's the generation of the digestate that worries the most. Digestate is first-class natural fertilizer where all nutrients are kept intact. It is obvious that a contaminated digestate neither will nor should be accepted in agriculture. Stricter standards are under elaboration, especially focused to problems that arise with micro and nanoplastics. I have been with the recycling industry for more than 2 decades, most of them in the waste to energy sector. During that period, we have seen many different technologies and designs of pre-treatment system in use. As far as I understand, are the two observations and concerns that needs to be addressed in this context. First, most, if not all, system designs are different. And second, the content of degradable matter that follows the reject due to insufficient separation in most cases is significant and reducing yield. It is reasonable to think that there over the years has been a lack of focus on pre-treatment in general, leading to insufficient solutions. However, we observe that the industry now has come to terms with that pre-treatment is a bottleneck within the industry that must be focused more seriously. In my mind, there are no doubt that it is possible to purify food waste in many different ways. The problem is that many processing steps is investment intensive and drive OpEx high. Simplicity, solidity, and standardization is our way of thinking, and we feel we have well proven over pre-treatment system technologies. The core of the system, the bicep, has proven its efficiency and sturdiness over more than 10 years in operation. The machine works in a batch-driven process based on a patented centrifuge principle. As you can see from the prestanda, it is a multi-source machine with the capacity to process liquid and solid waste. The machine performs in 3 steps. It's separation, reject cleaning, and reject drying. Since the separation steps do not involve any form of cutting or size reduction, the amount of microplastics are to a minimum. We strongly believe in standardization. The fact that a fixed process design enables a more scientific approach in regard to development and trim of the system. It enables exchange of data and data mining from all plants in operation, in addition to cooperation and training among operators and of the systems. The BPP system is fully automated and may be controlled remote. As you see here, an average throughput in this configuration at one shift is approximately 20,000 to 25,000 tons yearly. Until now, we have installed 7 pre-treatment systems in Scandinavia, basically 2 municipal-owned waste facilities. And I guess around 250 to 300,000 tons of food waste is processed annually. Three of our installations are planning for extensions and multiplication of biceps units this coming year. All plants are used as showcases and to a certain extent, training grounds. I presume you already know a little bit about our company. Let me just add a few things. Norsk Biogas was founded solely on the invention of the bicep with a focus on removing plastics. And the bio pre-plant process design, as has been our way of thinking as a specialized company within food waste handling. Last year, we decided to involve ourselves developing pre-treatment solutions for other complex waste streams as well. Through the cooperation with Polar Metallurgy, we also get access to expertise and equipment geared to the dry part of the recycling industry. Altogether, this will enable us to develop further and give us direction for the coming years. Except for our home market, Scandinavia, Norsk Biogas aim to play the role in the coming food waste shift within the EU, where more than 47 million tons of food waste need to find its way to the digesters. We believe our technology and way of thinking fits the task in hand perfect. In the Southeast Asia region, as we see it, is a matter of cooperation and long-term thinking. The region are in various stages of development in terms of economy, legislations, etc. In addition, we know from assignments in Bangladesh and Korea that the waste itself is very different from what comes out of the European meal. It calls for a SAA-based partnership. We strongly believe that the right partner can also play a role in our European and Scandinavian market, whether we talk about products, services, or competence alone. To be able to operate in any market, in addition to the technical products itself, one need marketing capacity and sales force that can find and contract business opportunities. A strong engineering capacity needed, basically within the discipline of process engineering. And finally, with a financial capacity to meet tendering requirements. Thank you very much for your attention.
Great. Thank you so much, Ola, for your presentation. Seems like we are currently missing Terra Marine, so we're gonna then move forward and then give the stage to Janne Nuutinen, who is presenting the river recycle.
Thanks, Sami. So, river recycle cleans the rivers, recycles the plastic, and provides waste management. My name is Janne Nuutinen, and I'm a Chief Operating Officer of River Recycle. A few words about the problem that we're aiming to solve. This slide may be familiar to many of you, but it illustrates the problem and then from which sources the plastic waste ends up in the oceans. About 90% of all the plastic waste that reaches the world's oceans gets flushed through the rivers: littering, windblown waste, industrial waste, and municipal waste. Once the plastic gets into the sea, it decomposes very, very slowly. And however, if current pollution levels continue, plastic will outweigh fish in the ocean by 2050. So who we are? Our key team consists of 12 individuals who bring on board significant experience and expertise in their respective fields. The headquarters are based in Helsinki and Singapore. Local operations are managed in India, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, Nigeria, and Vietnam by local team members. River Recycle is established about 2 years ago, and the second largest shareholder is Lamor Corporation, also a Finnish company. Lamor is global leader in marine oil spill recovery, and the references include Deepwater Horizon cleanup in the Gulf of Mexico. Lamor's team includes about 1,200 people around the world, and it's also an important resource for River Recycle when we'll need it. River Recycle's goal is to stop over 60% of ocean plastic accumulation by establishing 500 river cleaning and plastic recycling points on the banks of the world's most polluting rivers. We have developed a global river cleaning as a free service business model and a system which removes plastic waste from heavily polluted rivers. We clean the rivers of plastic by creating a sustainable circular business that uses the plastic as a raw material. This business model aims to create value for waste in rivers to finance the cleanup. Waste value creation is achieved by using plastics to oil technologies and selling it as a raw material comparable to the current virgin fossil feedstock. During the dry seasons, additional feedstock can be sourced from local landfills and or establishing a land-based collection system. Today, the project development of river cycle covers 9 countries with the help of a dedicated team of professionals around the world. Currently in India, River Cycle is installing a project that will clean up the Miti River in central Mumbai. The team expects to catch up to 50 tons of plastic waste daily and preventing it from flowing into the ocean. We are also building a project in Citarum River, Indonesia. The Citarum River is one of the most polluted rivers of the planet. This river running through the suburbs and slums of Jakarta, and it's partially covered by a plastic layer. And the former fishermen will be turned into waste collectors. The project is expected to retrieve between 70 to 200 tons of plastic waste from this heavily polluted river on a daily basis. So what we are offering offering for Southeast Asia, we take care of the funding, arrange for the manufacturer, transport, the installation of the river cleanup unit, arrange for the installation of the pyrolysis unit with the technology providers, arrange for necessary trainings to operate and maintain the machinery, and also handle the sale of the pyrolysis oil produced. So what we are looking for, of course, dirty rivers. Well, rivers and waterways that often have high volumes of floating plastic. And this also should have a local interest in the river being cleaner, for example, at the national level or local community level. And the river leads directly to the ocean. It's one requirement. And also extra feedstock. And alternatively, we can implement the projects in 2 ways: river cleanup and pyrolysis, and or pyrolysis unit only. In Singapore, for example, there are not so much dirty rivers that we can clean up, but we could create a value in circular economy and waste management, as well as a field of chemical recycling for Singapore's needs. We have heard that Singapore has a passionate goal to chemically recycling 1 million tons of plastic waste. And our team has a high level of expertise related to recycling as well as petrochemical. So we are glad to help. So we are willing to develop a pilot project together, example. And also be looking for project partners and strategic partners in the area. So that's today from my part, and please visit our impact page. And looking forward to set up one-to-one meetings.
All right. Thank you so much, Janne, for your presentation. And it looks like we are still missing Terra Marine, so I guess then we can jump directly to the Q&A section. And maybe we want to hand over first the stage then to the ALBA team. So Sandra or Amirul, if you have any questions regarding any of these companies and solutions that you just saw. Sandra, you are muted.
Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you so much, everybody, to present all the ideas that's existing in the market right now. Jacob had to leave for another meeting. Sorry for that. So I just made some notes. There are so many interesting concepts that we can adopt in the Singapore market. Some of the solutions that you have suggested are very large scale, and we feel where we're operating now, we may not be able to include, for example, the large biogas units or even the filtration. That is not really our main focus. But like I think it was just Artosvin who had this plug and play system. We would be very keen to understand how it works if you have a pre-treatment unit inside that can also sort out the problem of the food waste. Because we are looking at such units because we feel once the IWMF is up and running, we would not have to take care of food waste, at least from certain markets. And then, but also saying that it's not like the food waste market is dying, but at least from hawker markets, we can redirect it to the IWMF. So we would be really keen on modular and plug and play concepts that we can really adapt to wherever we can locate it to. So that would be really interesting. Sammy, if I understand it correctly, all of the slide decks would be shared, right?
Yes, yeah. We will share all the slides, and of course then you have the access to the access to that meeting scheduler, right? And all the company details are there, and then the calendar views, so you can then book a one-to-one meeting with these companies either for next week, but it's also okay to do it after the next week, because we understand, like you said, sometimes you need to discuss internally and really think about that, like how this could fit then your existing service offering and solutions. So yeah. So let us know, and then we can connect you with these companies. So
sure, I will have a chat inside our team as well, because it is not just Singapore that we're talking about, right? We have units in China, as you mentioned, where we are also doing RDF production from MSW and using it as green fuel instead of coal for energy production. And then we have a partner in India who's looking also into the cleaning of rivers. So that would be another connection where we can all partner up possibly. I can connect, I think it was Yana, right? Who was talking about river plastics, yeah. So we are looking into Southeast Asia a lot. Maybe Amrul can detail it a bit more later, where we are looking at ocean-bound plastics and establishing a collection system, enabling like a track and trace, and then in the end, based on the recyclability of the plastic, aiming for either chem cycling or mechanical recycling. The problem that we see today in Singapore, definitely, as you said, there's huge scope for chem cycling, and government is very keen on finding solutions for that. But at the same time, they're looking at this solution only for the less valued plastics, so as to say, or negative value plastics, not PET as such, but maybe PET fiber instead of PET bottles, or even the mixed plastics and the composites, basically. So there it would be really interesting, I feel, if you can get in touch with our government directly, that would be well. Otherwise, we can also help you to get you in contact with the right people in the government. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm just going through my notes. It would be, I think it would be better next time if we have the presentation and then you have a question and answer right after the presentation. Then I am now confused who presented what.
Yeah. It's quite a barrage of solution what you just heard.
Yeah.
But yeah, no worries. Take your time and then digest, and then you know how to reach us out and where you can find the companies, and so we can help you to connect later on. Then how about from our side? Any companies? Do you have any specific questions then for ALBA regarding their solutions or platforms? Yeah, Evren, please go ahead.
Hello, Sandra. Thanks for pointing out. Armut is for decentralized organic waste management. It is based on digestion and fermentation technology. It's and during the one-to-one meetings, we can schedule, and I can give you more details about how it works and how it can give add-on value to your operations. I will be very pleased to.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too.
Yeah. And N2 applied great idea on this gamification with food waste and the fertilizer. We would be keen to explore that front as well. As you know, Singapore is high on this vertical gardening and so on. What is not existing is actually space, if you can comprehend that, because community level composting is not very widely accepted, because nobody is there to take care of such solutions, and then the quality is not the same when you kind of accumulate it from different regions, and finally NEA doesn't accept it as a fertilizer. So we have to see, but for vertical gardening, the spaces are growing. There is a 30 by 30 concept where government is trying to build a very food sufficient in the country itself. So there are a lot of actions being taken in that regard. So of course, one idea that we had is like to have a HDB level composter, like a flat level composter, which is also then linked with our app. So we can advise. So actually our app is also taking a picture of the food waste that they're actually putting into the bin. It is not yet implemented, but soon to be. So the idea here is then we can advise based on what they put in, what they did wrong, or where the compost is actually going wrong. So, but then once they have all this compost, there's no solution again, like where to take it. Like they don't have space inside their flat, or not every flat has a garden at the top and so on. So that is another challenge we are also trying to tackle here. Yeah.
Yeah, and that is exactly why, first of all, appreciate what you are saying, and that is also why we are saying that this is something that we can do in collaboration. Because getting rid of the digestate is also partly a problem in many areas. Yeah. And where we then, together with the Reclima and you, can come up with solutions where this actually is or turns into a marketable product. We are aware that space is scarce in Singapore. But this is something that Singapore is also aiming at developing. We are well aware of the 30 by 30 concept that is under implementation in Singapore. Yeah. But we also see that this is something that can go beyond, also in Southeast Asia and in Singapore, no, rather in China. Where you have already established this bio-waste.
Yes.
Yeah.
In China, we recently produced our first batch of oranges from the compost that was produced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I could fill in here. We are looking at solution now in banks and big the industrial areas. We try to build a closed system with using all the energy and everything in a whole low scale because of space. It's challenging because we're not using any chemicals or anything, but we're getting there slowly at the moment.
Okay, great to know.
But of course, looking forward to one-to-one meetings around this.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. To Ola from Norsk Biogas, I just have one question. Is the BioSep a similar system like the hammer mill?
Yes, the hammer mill is also a separator, and as you well know that there are several different technologies for removal of aliens in collected food waste. This is my personal opinion, of course, but as I mentioned in my presentation, that at least here in Scandinavia and I guess actually worldwide, it's a great concern regarding plastics and when you use a hammer mill, but please investigate this, but so that I don't take any wrong or give any wrong information. But the working principle of a hammer mill is that you have a rotor that are fixed with a number of hammers, and that rotates very, very fast. So what's happened is that you smash the packaging material. So you have small, tiny plastic pieces that, if you don't remove it on a later step in the process, it will remain in or follow the substrate in the first place. It may settle in the digester that so you have to clean that from time to time. But what worries me most and worries the agriculture community and the scientific community as well is the amount of microplastics and nanoplastics that follows the digestate. And we have seen some terrible example of that here in Scandinavia. When we developed the BioSep back in 2005, 2006, we had one focus, that was the removal of plastics, because plastics is the basic packaging material within the food industry. And I don't think that will change for a number of years ahead. It will always be there. That is one thing. And when I was engaged, or actually I was employed by a company, waste management company in Norway, the large one, Norsk Gjenvinning, back in the late 90s, where we implemented, as you are going to do now in Singapore, where we implemented mandatory source separation of food waste from private industries. So we have to create the entire value chain from the where the waste actually occur throughout the process of what kind of collection system are we going to use. We had the same problem as you, maybe not that high, but with in the cities it's tough to run large garbage trucks, etc. So this is a very it's in a way a complicated, but I think that it's two ways to look up on this food waste issue or topic. Is that, do we consider food waste to be a resource? If yes, then you have to find an industrial solution to it. You can't do this in just for fun. It's not a matter of just get rid of it, because if that's the matter, put it into incineration and add some oil or something other to fuel to light it up. If you consider it to be a resource, in Singapore, it's approximately equal to, if you take it into diesel equivalents, 7.5 million or something around that, millions of liter diesel equivalents. That's just for the biogas itself. And then you have the value of the digestate as a fertilizer. And I think this problem is, or this complex is interesting because it involves number of disciplines. It involves the competence of your corporation with the collection, etc. It involves my competence with or our company's competence within pre-treatment. It involves the anaerobic digestion part of it, and it involves the fertilizing part of it also. So this is a complex that calls for cooperation, and I invite everyone or I invite myself to work together with you, because over more than 20 years we have this experience.
Nice to know. Thank you
Could
very
I
much.
please comment on that? In Norway, we actually, from having a gate fee, we're getting to pay for the fish waste into the factories plants now. So it's getting there. So it has its values already, actually.
Exactly, and that is the if I may add, that is interesting, because this is a circle in a way that you can stimulate the communities or the waste holder to source separate, to do it the right way, and give them a reduction to subsidize the price they pay to get rid of the waste.
Yeah.
I don't know, but in Norway, and I guess also in Scandinavia, that is two different.
Ola, sorry to interrupt. I want to make sure we have time for other questions as well. If there are anything from Sandra or
no,
Amirul.
Go on, please. Yeah. It's
okay.
fine.
Yeah, I mean, it is just. It seems to me that legislation drives this industry forward.
Definitely.
So,
yeah.
And in Scandinavia, it's divided into two: that private waste from private household, it's a municipal responsibility. That means that you pay the price through your tax. Within private enterprises, you do it directly. It's a cost. So it's actually, if you do it the right way, it can reduce your cost related waste. Then.
Yeah.
So you can work two ways there.
Yeah, as a public waste collector, also we have to pay like $76 to $77 per ton for, and incineration is the only solution that we have. Exactly. And if you can just divert the majority of the food waste fraction, or even the sewage water, like I think we are producing like 6,000 liters per day from the trucks currently on the road that we have. So just treating that sewage water itself, we don't have to pay for that incineration amount. So any solution that can take care of this part of the waste would be advantageous for us as a profit. Exactly. So
I am quite sure that there are solutions, industrial solutions for Singapore. That is not a concern to me at all. But you have to do it the right way from the very beginning, otherwise it will cause problems. And it's actually, in my opinion, it's remarkable that even consider incineration, because incineration is just to destroy it. You don't exploit the energy content. On the contrary, and I guess in that part of the world you represent, you don't need a heating system. You need a cooling system. Yeah, there's some topics to be addressed here.
Yeah,
could I be straightforward and suggest that if we have one-to-one meetings, maybe together with Ole, and we could make a good discussion together with you here, because we are actually complementary in the concept here.
Sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's a good idea, Ivar. So.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good. All right. Maybe last call for last questions before we wrap up the session.
Okay, may I ask one question? So this is Heli Karaila from Welmet Automation, more detail. And I was just thinking about that, how important is the automation and digitalization for you? So this could be something that we could also discuss together. All the real-time measurements needs and that kind of automation related topic.
Yes, we are looking at it. We are not sure how to integrate it yet. Presently on the waste collection part, we have a very automized system. So all of our bins are tagged with RFID codes. And so each time the bin is lifted and emptied into a truck, the waste volume is then recorded and then transferred online. And it can be tracked online as well, where the trucks are based on a dynamic route planning. But that is as far as automation goes presently. So in case of a food waste management system, we are open to hear your ideas if you have, we are keen to explore. definitely.
Yes. Okay, that would be great. We have a lot of ideas also there in the waste to energy side as well. So good. Thank you for this.
Okay, very good. So if no more questions from our team, oh, Riku, go ahead.
One question. So Riku, Finnish part of the team from Embassy of Finland and Sami's team. So you are really strong now with your smart waste collection in Singapore. How much do you see interest towards that type of approach in nearby countries in Southeast Asia?
So Singapore wasn't that keen when we introduced this first, and we presented this idea to them. They showed interest, and now they are requesting for every upcoming tender that this be included as a new standard. This is because right now the waste is collected on a daily basis, no matter how much, even if the bin is barely full, you have to collect it because they're very concerned about residents' feedback and they don't want that. So they want to make everybody happy. But when we showed that it is actually possible to do the collection based on the data that is being collected and generated online, they are starting to trust and conduct small pilots. That is always how NEA works, like the National Environmental Agency works here. And when we started this year, we are also getting interest, be it for e-waste, from other governments like Thailand as well, Vietnam, Indonesia. And they are also looking for all these digitalized concepts of integrating informal sector and, just to make the collection efficient. Yeah. So we do see a lot of interest, but it is also, I would say, it is a very niche market. We would like to present it as our expertise to these emerging markets. Yeah.
May I just add one thing to the use of efficient communication? That one thing that we experienced when we implemented mandatory source separation here in Norway is that the public needs a lot of information, what to put in the bin, so to speak, and what not to. And that was quite heavily marketing for more than, I think it was more than 2 years. But even though people don't really understand how this works, at the other hand, it seems to me that if you make that is a complex or rigid systems or requirements, that acts against the purpose of the task, meaning that people didn't wash inside the pasta tube, whatever it is. So it must be some way easy for the public to deal with this. You must not make it too complicated, and that's why I always start my presentations with this is a matter of technology in use.
Yeah.
Yes, but I hope we can talk about this later on.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you, Ulla. Okay, very good, excellent conversation. If nothing else, I guess then we can wrap up our session. And big thank you for the whole ALBA team, Sandra, Jacob, and Amirul. It was a pleasure. And thanks for supporting our program and meeting our Nordic participants. And
It's a great pleasure.
Thank you so much. And very good. So stay safe, everybody, and bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.